Influence with Mamie and Tina. Mamie, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing spectacular. In fact, this is a no-brainer morning for me.
This is a no-brainer morning. I'm telling you, in the spirit of our personalities, we have gone blueprint, action, nurturer, and now we are at the knowledge personality type. And, it's so funny. Knowledge is last for you, but knowledge is probably a high competing with nurturing, nurturing with my within my personality type. So I'm just cracking up because the older I get, I think I become more knowledge. I'm more of a knowledge person, but that's a beautiful thing because of what I'm doing. As you look at my background, I'm a computer science professor. I'm focusing on coding. I'm focusing on, business analysis and business intelligence, and I have a more strategic role. And so, as we talked earlier, I was in the military for 30 years, and that structured my life. And then after I left the military and was doing my research, I was really high nurturing, which I think at the end of the day, it will always be high nurturing. But as I've shifted in my new roles, as I've gotten older and I'm pursuing my PhD and, a master's in computer science, there's yet another shift. And so I'm honored to be a knowledge.
Oh, Tina, how long did it take you to honor your knowledge?
A long time. You know me your knowledge. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm nurturer. I love people.
Tina, what's so amazing is that you have learned to balance nurturing, knowledge, and blueprint. That's the amazing part and that journey that I've been on with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. It has been a journey, and it's like I've grown up with you, and so that's why when I see you, I'm so inspired by you, and you help me to acknowledge that. And as I've been doing this in the space of this community, it's so funny that I've attracted a lot of knowledge people.
Mm-hmm.
I've attracted the likeness of my kind. And someone said, admit it, you're an introvert. Admit it. I'm like, no. But I don't know. It's a part of me getting older, but there's a beauty in this. And, and I want to speak to all the people who are knowledge people that, it's beautiful. You're beautiful just as you are. And, we want to help others understand knowledge individuals, knowledge type personalities. So, Mamie, tell us about knowledge.
Knowledge is my favorite. Why? Because I'm married to a knowledge. And my knowledge husband, I wouldn't trade him for the world. Oh. And we are 40 years together, Tina. So that's the nurturing knowledge in our relationship. And the one thing that I know that I learned so much about the knowledge personality is this, that the knowledge personality trusts logic and intellect and reason above all things. And so for my husband, how we became whole is this. I'm the emotional side. My husband, he's the intellectual side. And when we come together, it's a completion. And in a lot of sense is, my husband's so smart. I can actually just seed something and he'll go do the research and then come back. I was laughing at him last night because he has this technical bike that has a computer in it. And he doesn't ask for much, but he's got the top of the line Yeti bicycle. And for him, he was attracted to it, not because of the price. The price was quite substantial. But the thing was this, it had technicalities that helped him climb a hill. It had a seat that goes down when he's going up the hill or down the hill. And he could, by the press of the button, the bike can calibrate itself. That, to me, was a little bit too much, but for him, it floated his boat. It floats his boat. And for him, it's about the preciseness. He did so much research, and I see him on the computer. He needs to fix something. He's on the computer taking a look at what he can do. He actually will listen to me, not because he's always interested, but he also is looking for validity, logic. Is it logical? And when it's not, he'll call me on it. For a knowledge personality, it really is about the learning. It's about the intellect. It's about the big picture, no details. Give them a big picture, they can run with it. They'll go do all the research. That's the one thing that I love about my husband. If there's a question in his mind, he'll go validate it using his research. And then he'll come back and tell me what it's all about. So now if I want something, Tina, this is what I've learned. I want to go on a vacation. I don't go talk about, oh, the lovely beaches and things like that. I tell him, Landon, what do you think about going to Peru? And he goes, I never thought about going to Peru. That's his thing. He goes and researches it. By the time I'm done, he goes, Peru might be a really nice place to visit. Absolutely. So he's looking at, does it make sense? Is it logical? He uses technology, high-tech technology, and he'll do his research and development. They live to prove someone wrong. That's the only thing that I always have to be aware of, is that if it can't be backed by science, if it's not universal truths, if you're not the expert and you're not competent, you're going to have a tough time dealing with a knowledge personality.
Wow, that's a lot. Were you finished with?
Oh yeah, I can add more things to it, but that's the gist of being a knowledge.
Okay, so that's straight into the point. How do now here understanding all that? How do we best do business with the knowledge?
If you want to do, yeah, that's a great question, Tina, because the one thing that you need to understand, you want to do business with the knowledge, don't think you can wing it. That's what an action would actually do. They will try to wing it. For a knowledge personality, you need to have you've got to have your ducks in a row for them, knowing that they are the wizards. They are wizards of learning abstract concepts, and they can process several different streams of information at the same time. Wow. And you can see it happening. I can see it when my husband is thinking about something. I mean, he is literally thinking. I can hear the wheels going because he is looking at, okay, what's the possibilities? What's the scenarios for it? What strategies can he put into place? And for him, it's not understanding the why, it's understanding what makes it tick. Big difference. For nurturing, I have to understand the why, right? How are we going to impact the world? He doesn't care, not that he doesn't care about that, but he's more concerned about, okay, if we're going to change the world, how are we going to do it? What's the strategy? Give me some logic behind it. Yes. And so you want to build relationships, you want to build a business with the knowledge, make sure you know exactly, or at least can point them in a direction of getting the information that they require to make that decision.
So Mamie, you've been doing this for a while. Give us an example of like a business interaction. Like give us in a way that it's step 1 to like step 1 to 5. Think about a story that you have and kind of point out to us kind of like step 1, I had to do this. Step 2, do you have a scenario that you could share with us?
I do. With a knowledge personality, data is important. Not only data, but accurate data is important.
So you research, or you have enough research and you come to the meeting with that?
I do. I come to the meeting not only with research. If I'm not the expert, Tina, I'm going to bring the expert with me
Wow.
or I'm going to have them on standby on the telephone line.
What's the next thing you do?
The next thing I do is I prepare everything. I give them graphs. I give them URLs to go and check things out.
Okay.
I make sure they understand that I'm the expert. And if
Okay.
I'm not the expert, I have to
Yeah.
find the expert.
What's the third thing you do? How do you start closing in?
I start to listen
Okay.
because knowledge has a lot of questions. And that's the
Mm,
one thing that you need to also understand. Knowledge, personalities, they have a lot of information here. You need to book time to allow that information to come out.
see.
So, when I actually make appointments with my knowledge personalities, I add on extra time
Wow.
because the one thing that could really throw a knowledge person off, Tina, is me interrupting them. And I
Mm,
have a tendency to do that because I'm a nurturing. I want to help and fix everything. With a knowledge personality, and this is something I really needed to understand with my husband, is that when he's in the mode of process, I need to allow him to process, wait, and allow him to then say his piece. The
wow.
other thing I learned about a knowledge personality that is key to relationships is this: allow them to be heard and allow them to be seen. Those are the two things that most knowledge people are looking for. And in my experience, that's the first two things that people will tell me, wow, Mimi, you're the first person that actually listened to me. It was learned, Tina. It wasn't something I did automatically. And thank God my husband's a knowledge personality because I got to learn to be patient, to listen to him. And when he was ready, he also showed me how witty he was.
Wow.
So not only was he smart, they had a lot of dry humor. But when
Yes.
they speak, they have a lot to say. So get
Yes.
prepared for that.
Wow. I mean, that's been straight to the point. What do you think, Mamie? How can people reach out to us? Where can they find us to learn more about this?
You know, to learn more and to start to self-master what bank is about, join us on Powerful Communicators, Lead,
Inspire and
Inspire, and Influence.
yes.
Thank you. And what you'll find is we'll leave you with 2 documents that you can review. And the documents are white papers. The first white paper is bank and how the University of San Francisco, San Francisco State, was able to prove that bank personality can be predicted. Your buying behavior can be predicted in less than 90 seconds.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is
And we
amazing.
have the write up in that white paper. And the second white paper is how direct sales companies are using the bank technology to actually help them with rank, with revenue, with retention, and to increase sales based on what they know. And so we're going to have those two documents in our website, and you can access it. And then we'll also give you another site where you can crack your code and learn more about your knowledge personality. Tina, what was that? What was that
Yes, Mamie.
link again?
Crackmycode.com/the bridge, and you will get a full report of your personality, and you'll learn so much more about who you are. So, with that being said, Mamie,
Yes.
we are going to invite them to do a hashtag of one thing that they learned on the Powerful Communicators Lead, Inspire, and Influence page. So join us on the Powerful Communicators Lead, Inspire, and Influence, and hashtag one thing you learned once you watched this video, you cracked your code, and you read the papers. We look forward to seeing you and engaging with you in our Facebook group, Powerful Communicators Lead, Inspire, and Influence. Well, we're going to say bye for now. Mamie, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see them later, and we'll see you later.